it'd be great, I reckon, if we talked about how God created this system in a pure way, right? Because we're going to talk a lot about the injuries, but it gets really heavy if we don't see the beautiful picture that God actually created, and I feel we're already going.
So let's do that.
Yep.
Yeah.
So how does sexual attraction work from God's perspective, perhaps?
Well, in reality, from God's perspective, there really isn't such a thing as sexual attraction, in the sense that you can be attracted to any person of the opposite gender. The reality is, from God's perspective, that there is only this thing that attracts the two halves of the soul. In other words, what you would call the soulmate attraction, right? So if we call that soul attraction, in its pure state, the only person that you would ever be sexually attracted to all of your life would be the other half of yourself. So in other words, your soulmate. You would never actually feel a feeling of sexual attraction to any other person. So you could have like 100 women all lined up naked, but your soulmate lined up in those naked women. And if you're a male and you have a heterosexual attraction, if you're in a pure state, none of those naked women would ever cause you to have any sexual feelings whatsoever. But as soon as you were opposite your soulmate, immediately you'd have an erection. Does that make sense? That's how it would be. It'd be just it'd be pure, right to the point that it wouldn't matter what condition those other women were in, how beautiful they were physically, whatever, how attractive they were or anything like that, would not make any difference to your sexual response. Because your sexual response would be only dependent upon your soulmate response. So in other words, you could only ever have a sexual attraction to the other half of yourself, no other person. That's what God created to be in a pure state. So in that state, we could all live naked on the planet, couldn't we? And never have any response to anybody else sexually except to the other half of ourselves. Right? Which is, in fact, the way God created it to be on the planet. Does that make sense? Yeah.